KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Tano Program. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime limited powertrain warranty. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Coming up on Prime Time, Guam records its 27th COVID-related fatality. Plus, lawmakers vote to override the governor's veto of the fiscal year 2021 budget bill. And after the governor ordered construction projects to cease on Friday, Public Health says construction can resume effective today.
Off today, everyone. Tragedy, unfortunately, once again leads our newscast as another life has been lost due to complications compounded by COVID-19. A 45-year-old woman passed away at 3 p.m. today at the Guam Memorial Hospital after having been admitted nearly a month ago on August 17th. She subsequently tested positive for coronavirus and had underlying health conditions. Governor Press Secretary Crystal Pacos Augustine clarifies that the woman tested positive for COVID upon arrival. Governor Lilian Guerrero offering her condolences to the woman's family. Quote, COVID-19 has changed the way we mourn. We can't grieve with family. We can't comfort each other, and we can't hold each other. I urge everyone to do what they need to do to prevent any more losses. As for the island's current COVID case count, 531 samples were ran through various labs in the past several days, and Guam recorded 36 new positive cases as of Monday night. This brings the total number of COVID positives on Guam since March to 1,927. Currently, 627 people are actively fighting the virus, while more than 1,200 residents have recovered. There have been 27 deaths related to COVID-19. As for the number of COVID patients hospitalized at GMH, Administrator Lillian Posada says of this afternoon, there are 45 hospitalizations. 12 patients are receiving ICU level of care. Of that number, 10 are on ventilators. Well, there's been a quick reversal of the governor's order to shut down construction work. Public Health issued a directive effective today authorizing construction to resume after, quote, reviewing operational plans and inspecting construction facilities to ensure COVID mitigation measures were in place. Governor Leon Guerrero ordered the shutdown after a large cluster of positives was recently reported at a pair of construction barracks. But in a letter to the governor earlier today, GCA President James Martinez wrote that was unreasonable to impact an entire industry over COVID positives at one or two companies. Martinez said that when a single gas station, grocery store, or bank branch reports employee infections, the entire petroleum, grocery, or banking industries weren't shut down. In comments to KUAM, Martinez had called it a double standard and that the GCA was never consulted about the blanket closures as it wanted to work with the governor to offer alternative solutions. The Pacific Islands Club Guam announced it will lay off 119 employees by mid-November as a direct result of the COVID pandemic. In a news release, the hotel also said 436 employees will remain in furlough status. Hotel General Manager Ben Ferguson saying, quote, we are hopeful that tourism to Guam will resume by the end of the year, but we are mindful of the reality that arrivals to Guam from our key source markets will take an extended period of time to recover. The PIC says since the recent lockdown and the transition back to PCOR 1, its occupancy rate is less than 2%, and 2 of its towers have been temporarily closed. The battle over the budget is over as senators voted 12-2 to override the governor's veto of the fiscal 2021 spending plan. Nestor Locanto reports on the real fiscal work that is yet to begin.
Is called to order.
Less than a day after voting 6-8 to reject the governor's substitute budget bill, senators met again and voted to resurrect the spending plan they had passed on August 31st. Only Speaker Tina Barnes and Senator Regine Bisco-Lee voted against the override. But as Senator Kelly Marsh-Titano points out, they still stare in the face of economic uncertainty.
This is the beginning of this conversation. It is not the end. We are here to observe the data as it continues to come in. We are here to listen to the agencies. We are here to work with the governor on behalf of the community. We are here to grow the economy and grow more revenues.
It is the revenue projection, though, that was in dispute. The administration wanted about $7 million more in spending than the legislature had projected, and the governor had warned she needed at least an extra $5.8 million for Medicaid matching funds to maximize the allotment. But Health Chair Senator Therese Terlahi, who was on the receiving end of a scathing letter from the governor, who was critical of her lack of support for DPHSS, said the reality is they will need to find other ways to get the money.
FY21 is going to be tough all around. And the $64.2 million cut that is being made to Government of Guam operations is going to be felt significantly, even by our most critical agencies. There's compromise going forward, of course, just as there was compromise to get this bill passed. And I do believe we can look at revenues as they actually get collected, and of course, adjust appropriately. Give public health and these other agencies what they need as it comes in.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Speaker Tina Muñoz-Barnes says she voted against the override because it was recently brought to her attention that 80 individuals from public health will be furloughed. According to the government's furlough procedures, the Director of Public Health must first submit a request to DOA for authorization to conduct a furlough within 6 months of the proposed furlough. If DOA approves, then a 3-month notice is then issued to all employees that a furlough is planned. Meanwhile, reacting to the override, the governor says the budget law now represents a clear and present danger to some of the most basic services at public health. It will force us to cut services for our elderly, our foster kids, vulnerable adults, and our COVID surveillance and contact tracing unit. And it will likely mean the reduction of hours at the Judiciary of Guam. Quote, our job is to manage these consequences as best we can. We fought for a better budget. Now we will seek amendments that make this budget worthy of our people and the healthcare heroes that serve them. It is what it is. GURA Executive Director Ray Tapasnia addresses the recent board-approved pay raises. Peter Santos has more.
I got paid a lot of money because I think our organization is doing extremely well. A lot better than what's going on at the legislature, that's for sure.
GURA Director Ray Tapasnia responding to criticism from senators on the GURA board's approval of a 4% pay raise for the agency's director and deputy director. Tapasnia telling KUAM's The Link this morning, just because the board approved the raise doesn't mean he got it.
I did not get a pay raise. My deputy didn't get a pay raise. I'm willing to share my paycheck of today and 2 months ago, and it's the same.
Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio gave his 2 cents on the 4% pay hike, agreeing with senators that a pandemic pay raise is just bad timing.
This is just not a good time for pay increments for any of the any cabinet member or agency head. And so, I'd just say, I appreciate the work that he and the deputy are doing, but unfortunately, this is a different time right now. We're in a pandemic, and with so many thousands of people that are out of work or having the challenges, it's just not an appropriate time for that.
The board voted to approve the 4% pay raise for the director and deputy director retroactive to January 2020. While Tapasnia says the raises are tabled for now, we asked if and when they do take effect, would they still be retroactive to January?
That would be up to my board. I don't get to decide what I get paid. The board does. Based on what they passed Friday, I presume so, but again, it's entirely up to the board.
Tapasnia was hired at GURA in January 2019 at a salary of $136,596. While this recent 4% raise approved by the board is making headlines, Tapasnia had already received an $18,000 raise in October 2019, 9 months after he was hired, bringing Tapasnia's salary to $154,479, not including benefits. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.
And this just into the newsroom. The Joint Information Center was notified that Guam's 28th COVID-19 related fatality occurred at the Guam Memorial Hospital at about 4:30 this afternoon. The patient was an 84-year-old man and had underlying health conditions. He was initially admitted to GMH on September 3rd and tested positive for COVID-19 during initial workup. In other news, an investigation has been launched into the death of an individual that was found unresponsive today at the base lodging on Anderson Air Force Base. The name of the individual is being withheld until family is notified. According to a media release from the Air Force, our chaplains, mental health professionals, and counselors are available and ready to assist those in need. It's not only one court case after another, but it's become a public outcry amongst many in quarantine facilities. KUAM's Adriana Cotero reports how one man has been placed and is being charged at the Department of Defense quarantine facility, and he doesn't even know why he's there.
I've really kind of barked up every tree that I have.
Asin resident Marcus Lang says he feels purposely left in the dark, as 1 week ago Lang arrived back on Guam from California. Doing his research prior to landing, Lang says he took 4 COVID-19 tests, with all results returning negative. Additionally, as a merchant mariner, he went through the process to qualify as an essential worker for both DoD and Gov Guam.
I went with the direction that I was gonna. I was told that I would be able to quarantine from work, on one of the vessels, and I thought, okay, at least I won't be in a hotel. At least I'll be making income, and I'll kind of go that route.
However, Lang was denied essential status and is currently quarantined at the Department of Defense facility at the Westin Resort, where he is being charged to stay.
If I'm not DoD qualified, I'm not DoD mission essential. If I'm not Gov Guam essential worker, what am I doing in a DoD hotel? Can I just are you going to transfer me somewhere else? My main kind of thing, because it's not a Gov Guam quarantine facility, I'm currently paying for it. So I was informed by the Westin on Monday that my credit card was being billed for my accommodations.
Lang says he contacted the Department of Public Health, the Joint Information Center, and Naval Base Guam, all of which have referred him to the same contact, Guam Military Buildup Office Executive Director and DoD Liaison Vera Tapasna. According to Lang, 5 days ago, Tapasna told him authorities are processing his release for home quarantine. Lang says he has not received any communication from her since. Although someone he is in communication with is attorney Rachel Azuzu. As we reported, attorney Azuzu is also drafting a class action lawsuit for quarantine passengers.
We're in communication to kind of see what my case is and at least get some answers. That's what I'm after.
Lang's release date is September 22nd. KUAM reached out to Tapasna for an update on Lang's quarantine status. We have not received a response. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
A decision in order by Superior Court Judge Elise Iriarte ruled that passengers must quarantine in a government facility. However, public health must follow the law accordingly. It was determined that public health must provide all travelers with a copy of their rights and additionally must properly file and issue written directives for quarantine passengers. This finding has led to numerous civilians calling on attorney Rachel Azuzu, who plans to file a class action lawsuit. Today, Attorney General Levin Camacho reacts.
I think at the end of the day, we have to rely on the science, on the data, and give our public health officials the opportunity to make the best decisions that they can to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And it doesn't mean everyone's going to agree. But as the agency or as the department that's representing public health, we want to make sure they're following their procedures. We want to make sure the law is being followed. But we also want to dispel this idea that they're violating someone's constitutional rights because they're quarantining them, because that's exactly what the law provides.
A Guam Census employee in the meantime tested positive for the coronavirus and remains on home isolation. According to a media release, the individual never had contact with the community. The office has been closed to the public since August 15th. The Guam Census office has been deep cleaned and it's sanitized twice daily. Island residents in the meantime are encouraged to complete the 2020 census over the phone. Stay tuned. More news after the break.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
As a kid, your dad always taught you new things. As an adult, he probably still does. Pedro just got his very first paycheck from his very first job. The only trouble is, he's not sure exactly how to deposit his check into his account. But Dad, as usual, knows exactly what to do. Using a Bank of Guam tutorial, Dad teaches Pedro how to access his money without ever stepping foot in the bank. There are many ways we can show our love, and teaching is one. Find easy-to-use online banking tutorials at bankofguam.com or on our Instagram and Facebook pages. Bank of Guam, member FDIC.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. Providing help for the homeless continues. With the latest is Tyler Matsanani.
The Office of Homelessness Assistance and Poverty Prevention, or OHAP, continues their efforts in providing a new shelter for Guam's homeless. This morning on The Link, Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio said they had a few prospects in Tamuning, but it looks like they'll have to check a few other villages.
We don't have a fair price or a sustainable strategy yet in Tamuning, but there's pressure on, and there's a waiting list of 23 at Global.
The government also continues to work on facilitating the placement of the non-COVID homeless population at GMH and GRMC. UOG's Dr. Margaret Hattori Uchima will lead the council and is currently working with the Surgeon Cell and Public Health to get the patients transferred.
We're working right now to try and, on an interim basis, move them into a public health facility on Woodstock Road that has been used before as a dementia center. And we would only have that building I would say for a few months while we find a permanent solution.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matsanani.
Voting for the 2020 general election gets underway this weekend, and to help mitigate the threat of infection during this COVID pandemic, the Guam Election Commission has come up with a mandated voter safety plan. Nestor Lecanto reports.
In-office voting will begin at the Election Commission's GCIC building headquarters this Saturday. After that, Mondays through Fridays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. until October 30th. GEC Director Maria Pangilinan says it will be by appointment only, and the first hour is reserved for Matamco.
Please know that we won't turn anybody away, and in most cases, 99% of the time, We will have same-day appointments available.
You must wear a mask, bring your own black or blue pen, and a valid photo ID. Pangilinan says there will also be early voting in the villages.
Saturday, September 26th, we will be in Molesto from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Saturday, October 3rd, we will be in Manila at George Washington High School. Saturday, October 10th, we will be in Jigo at D.L. Paris Elementary School. Saturday, October 17th, we will be in Dedido at Okudu High School.
For the general election, public health guidelines will be used to promote voter safety. For example, polling rooms will be disinfected, sanitizing lotion will be available, as will masks and gloves.
We will also hire election workers to screen our voters to keep them safe. These election workers will also assist us with social distancing that will be practiced and enforced both in office and election day and on election night at the Election Return Center.
Curbside voting will also be available by appointment at both GEC offices and village satellite locations. For more information, call 477-9791 or visit the Commission website at gec.guam.gov. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The Guam Police Department is striving to create thriving communities. In the middle of PCOR 1, local law enforcement in partnership with WestCare joined the Thrive Coalition. It's a collaborative movement to develop a drug-free, healthy lifestyle for our youth. GPD spokesperson Sergeant Paul Tapao says they are currently identifying areas in need, placing a focus on the village of Dedido because of its large school population.
Department of Education has a great tracker in infractions of alcohol or primarily tobacco use amongst elementary and middle school. So, trying to target that area and, where Dedido is, where the population of Dedido, and you look at the amount of schools that they have up there, I believe they have like 3 middle schools, they have a whole slew of elementary schools, and I think 2 or 1 high school. So, you'll find that the infractions of students that commit these type of incidents are associated and related to drugs or alcohol or tobacco.
Sergeant Tapao stresses in order to prevent drug use, it begins at home, and during the stay-at-home order, a parent's role is crucial.
If you look at it from a negative aspect of the spectrum, they're getting it from the parents because it's easily accessible. Now, how do you eliminate that? It's really the parents' role, the parental role in educating your kids, and of course, educating yourself as a parent.
For more information on the Thrive Coalition, visit thrivegu.com or email thrive@westcare.com. 56-year-old Giovanni Menjola Duenas was charged with second-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony after a 14-year-old female minor reported to police she had been repeatedly molested. Court documents stating on Sunday evening, officers met with the minor and her father. She said that the incident started when she was 4 or 5 years old until she was about 9, and it was on a weekly basis. The victim told her mother about the incidents when she was 9, and the mother confronted Duenas, who admitted that he had touched the victim. Authorities were not notified until September 12th. Duenas was booked and confined. Well, coming up, officially retired former Public Health Medical Director Dr. Jana Manglonia checks in with The Link.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your 4th meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live más.
When you want to make the most of your time, waiting in line should be last on your mind. Introducing Skip Lino, the most convenient way to visit Docomo Pacific. Simply download the Skip Lino app on your device, set your region to Guam or Northern Mariana Islands, find Docomo Pacific, and select the location you'd like to visit. Spend less time in line and more time with the people who matter most with the Skip Lino app. Can't wait to see you soon. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Small businesses are an important foundation in our island's growing economy. They provide essential goods and services to our community while preserving local traditions and creating new job opportunities. Your responses to the 2020 Census of Guam will help small businesses receive the information they need to thrive for years to come. Respond today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back. Now officially retired, former Public Health Medical Director Dr. Jana Manglonia called into our morning show to classify the assumptions from those who believe her exit was abrupt and to reassure the community that the agency's team remains focused on fighting not only coronavirus, but all other forms of infectious disease. You know, Dr. Manglonia, you talked about the team that you had. You know, I know Chris and I, you know, early on, it's been 6 months now. We talked about, who are the shining stars, right, in this fight against COVID? And you definitely have been one of those. Well, you've definitely been one of those shining stars, at least for me and Chris.
Well, thank you.
And so, tell me about how hard it was for you to break the news to, you know, the group over there at Public Health.
Very difficult. I'm going to get you for this. Very difficult. Because we all are working so hard, and we have the most dedicated team, and I'm not the shining star. I'm the vocal one. I'm the mouthpiece. But I'm telling you what they're doing. And I'm telling you what the governor is doing. I speak for a lot of people and a lot of their efforts. I can't even, you all have no idea the work that goes on. You know, you get home at 10 o'clock at night, and then you'll have a Zoom meeting from 10 till midnight, and then back up at 5 because something new has happened. It would be so much easier if I were leaving a dysfunctional troop. I'm leaving some star warriors from all over. I mean, down to the person who I say down to, you don't see the guy that's in his vehicle transporting specimens back and forth to the lab just to make these swab and these mass screenings work. If we didn't have him going back and forth, we're paralyzed. It's everybody, all hands on deck, and all the hands are golden. And the hands on the front line in the community, they're golden. Everybody is fighting this. So, yes, I'm vocal, but I'm just telling you what they're doing. And every message I deliver is based on data. It's not an op-ed. It's not my opinion. These are facts. These are what we're seeing in the community. And we knew the community could rally again, and they have. Mm-hmm. So we're Guam. We can do this. And we've got to shut it down and get a different strategy on how to move forward. It's going to be this delicate dance of the ship on the wave, you know, how to go with the wave. COVID is ahead of us until we get the long game going with the vaccine. It's going to be around a while. I can't see it just stopping magically, but I think as medical teams come together and get safe vaccines delivered to all areas, that will help. Our team will keep doing what they do, and my chores will fall to different people. As far as the medical directorship, all the lines are blurred. My job a year ago was very well defined. Now, who's medical director? Who's what? Everybody. It's all hands on deck. The titles might change because for months we've been talking about gathering troops to make a bureau for emerging infectious disease, because now we've had We've had swine flu, SARS, Ebola, COVID. You know, now it looks like this might be our new normal, not COVID necessarily, but diseases that may impact our area. So maybe we need an entire division for that, or entire bureau for that.
You can watch the entire interview with Dr. Jana Manglonia on our YouTube channel. Stay tuned, our birthday shoutouts serve next.
With Grand Marnier, you'll dare to put a twist on the traditional. That will lead you to somewhere unexpected. Somewhere you can create something better than good. Here, you'll create something grand. Grand Marnier, a visionary blend of fine cognac and bitter orange liqueur. Live grand.
Nachos come with rules, like don't take the fully loaded chips, don't hog the guac, and never take the last one. But with the Grande Nachos box from Taco Bell, you can break all the rules, because this meal's all yours.
Home, a place where I can go to take this off my shoulders. Someone take me home.
Home. It's more than wood, square footage, and a floor plan. It's where life happens, and moments become etched into memories. Right now, save $500 to $5,000 or more on closing costs at Bank of Hawaii. Applying takes just a few moments, but the memories last a lifetime. Simplify by Bank of Hawaii. Welcome to tomorrow.
Welcome back. Here's your birthday shoutouts.
Woo-hoo! Lots of birthday celebrants on this September 15th, so here we go. Clear your throats, everybody. Take a big breath and say happy birthday to Ronan Gerard Hortalosa. Happy birthday, number 14, big 1-4. Hope you had a great day. Kelly Menosantos, happy birthday to our daughter Kelly. May the grace and blessings you receive from God guide you throughout your life in a journey full of success. We love you, say Mom and Dad. Mom and Dad, great birthday shout out. Great job. Maria Mesa, otherwise known as Kit, happy birthday blessings, Mama. Love your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Awesome. 3 generations of love. Ethan Rugante, happy birthday, Ethan. I love you. I wish you could be there to celebrate your special day with you. I'm sorry, son. Hey, love is going out, everybody. Don't worry. Ethan, your family and friends love you. Antoinette Flores gets a happy birthday and happy birthday, Mom. Your shout out says, have a safe, joyful, and prosperous day. Love Steve and the kids, Norbert, Mario, Ashley, Leonardo, and Dylan. We love you so much. Justine Jolet Titano, may the Lord bless you with many more years to come. Love your adoring family. That's a good one. Jonalyn Mesa, happy birthday to you from your familia, which includes all of us here at KUAM. We hope you're doing well. Kelise Ramon Leongaro, happy blessed birthday, along with your twin, Kenny Leongaro. Love and hugs from the entire family. Enjoy your day. And happy birthday, because turning 3 today, is Luna Rose. Love Mom, Dad, and the entire family. That is a great collection of birthday celebrants, really good Guamanians, good people. So, do the safe thing, stay socially distant, but send them a message on any social media. DM them and let them know, happy birthday.
And that's it for us here on Prime Time. Stay safe, stay home. We'll see you tomorrow morning for The Link.